The Bunkhouse. Really, that was a miracle.
Longer had I done that. Use that
probably
approach.
best not. Because you're just music now. Like, you're just gigging.
Yep. Just as of September, just playing music.
How's that been?
It's been scary. It's been scary, but it's also it's more fulfilling in a way because you have to rely upon daily. You can't rush ahead and you can't rush behind. You just kind of have to like live in the day you just live day by day, Whereas like, nothing against having a biweekly paycheck, but I feel like you kind of get a little
lazy.
You get a little lazy, and you also get kind of entitled in your biweekly financial security, and you're not really hungry anymore. You're not like digging in, because you're lazy.
Because my bills are gonna be paid. I don't have to play this show if I don't want to. Or whatever.
Not that people are lazy that do that. I mean, I'm not saying that at all.
No, screw those people. Yeah. They are lazy.
Yeah, I hope I didn't come off the wrong. Yeah, they're lazy.
That's me. You're talking about me.
It makes you grittier, though. It makes you grittier because you gotta hustle. And you're right. As in the past, I would work full time, and then I might take a show if I wanted it, but I wasn't really putting my whole heart in it because my bank didn't depend on it.
Correct.
So now that it's like the heart and the bank are almost a unanimous thing now.
Yeah.
It's like, if I got to make the bank, I got to get my heart out there.
You got to take care of your family.
True. Word.
That's it. Well, I'm not talented like you, and that's why I still have a day job.
No, that's not. My kids tell me all the time that I'm an idiot and I need to go get a job. Go get a real job.
Give your kids up for adoption. That's ridiculous. Come on, kids.
I know it's, and I think it's just they're so adjusted to whenever we, had that biweekly security, they were like, well, we can go to Sonic anytime we want to. And I'm like, now we can't.
Yep. we tighten up, kiddos.
Tighten up. That's right.
How old are your kids now?
My son is 15 and my daughter's 14.
Whoa.
I know. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. Because when I met you, which was like 12 years ago, probably.
It was at Lago del Pino.
Yeah.
When they did the open mic night there, and they were, 2-3 years old.
Yeah.
So some time has passed.
Yeah. Dude, I remember the first time you came up there, and we were throwing that open mic, and I don't know how long you'd been on stage. I'm sure you'd been singing a lot, but I don't know if you'd ever really been on stage.
No, not in that capacity.
You were like quiet and shy and so kind and sweet, and then you got up there and just blew everyone's mind. We were like, holy! Seriously, I remember the day. It was awesome.
Yeah, those were fun times. I think about, that's how I met Michael Graham, and that's how, the backhand band spurred off into existence because that Lago del Pino gave birth to a lot of relationships.
Yeah,
I don't know how y'all felt about it when y'all started it because I didn't really know y'all a whole lot, but y'all definitely laid the groundwork for a lot of relationships, musical relationships in East Texas.
Yeah. I think that was the point. And selfishly for us, we were like, well, people need a place to play and we need a place to play.
Yep.
And we'd get up there and jam for a little bit. And it was good, but it was like getting that community together. Loved it.
Yeah. No, I'm so grateful for that y'all did that.
Now you far surpassed the open mics.
I still play open mics.
Well, you're a working
new
musician.
areas.
You got it. Yeah.
Yeah. If I want to go play like in Austin or in Houston or some kind of newer area, I scout them out and I go, I really want to play there. I'll go play their open mic,
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what I do.
Well, so you guys coming up have Continental Club in Houston, right?
Yes.
How'd you get that? That's a sick gig, man.
I know.
Not like how did you get it? Like you don't deserve it.
Yeah. How'd you get that?
How'd you get that gig? It should be my gig.
We're not worthy. No, it's crazy how all that worked out. So my friend Bobby Power was living in Austin for a while, and when I went to full-time music, she said, come to Austin, do some open mics. So I met Bonnie and Ben Kinnemer that they do the clothing company Kinnemer Co. down at in Austin. They're based out of I think Austin or anyways, they have wonderful clothing.
I feel like I met them.
So they have a trailer at the back of Sagebrush in Austin. They've got like a clothing.
Maybe not.
Okay.
I'd like to meet him.
Well, Bonnie and Ben know. How did I get that gig? Hold on. How did I get that show? It was Bonnie and Ben. Yeah, Bonnie and Ben know the guy. I think his name's Alan. I don't remember what his name is. Anyways, they know someone there, and they vouched and said, "Hey, you need to have Meredith out there." And you know how it is when nobody knows who you are in a new area.
You're not in that market yet.
You're not in that market yet. So if you make a cold call to a venue, they may, whether it's phone or email, it may work, it may not. Mm-hmm. But if someone else is saying, "Hey, you know me, I know her, you need to have her," it's a saving grace.
From
and that
door.
was how, that's how almost every cool show has happened. Is somebody else says, "Here, her." Yeah. It's not me going, Can I have a gig?
But you clearly have the goods to back it up, and your website's great. I was snooping earlier and stuff, and
thanks.
press kit and all that.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm School of Hard Knocks. I'm just trying to make it look okay.
Is it just you doing all of it? You don't have a manager?
No.
Do you want to mess with any of that?
Eventually, but I like to, kind of the same way with accounting. I want to have my teeth fully knocked out by my own self before someone else can.
Dude, I've said that so many times. Not that exact thing. That's a better way to say it, for sure.
I'll just see how hard I can knock my own teeth out, and then I'll just be a little bit better prepared the next time someone tries to do that.
Well, you want to understand the full backside of the business.
Yes.
Before it's I'm giving this to you, but I know how it works, so don't fuck about.
Yeah. It's kind of a hard thing for me to... I tend to hold my duties. If I have a list of things that I'm really good at or whatever, same thing with accounting. I would hold them like they were my babies, and I wouldn't let anybody else, I wouldn't delegate. So I'm having to learn. Control freak. I am.
Okay.
I'm
okay.
You're going to mess it up.
I get it, man. I get it. Or you just are going to do it better anyways. So
yeah. Or you just I feel so tied to it because the thing is the hours that you spend learning all that stuff and, those countless hours, you're just not willing to let go of them for anybody that you don't trust.
Correct.
So that's kind of where I'm I don't fully have my head wrapped around this whole music thing by myself. And when I do, I hope that the right person comes along that'll be yep, you're the person for the job. Heck yeah.
I like that.
Timing is everything sometimes,
Have you been contacted by people, or are you shopping anything, or are you just kind of biding your time?
I'm just kind of biding my time.
That's good.
I pray about it a lot. I ask God, if you want that if you want that avenue to open up, then let it be your timing and let me not rush it, because if I rush it, it's definitely not going to be good.
We're not going to, Well, and also not that you have to do those things to be successful now in the industry.
But it helps.
Sure, it would take maybe a load off of you.
Yeah, yeah. But that's for sure.
Yeah, making these connections that you're making is pretty rad.
Yeah, it's definitely it's been a fun ride. There's been some craziness, here or there or whatever, but I don't know. If it wasn't crazy, it'd be boring.
It'd be boring. That's why we do music, because we're crazy and we have
crazy and we want to experience crazy. For sure.
Do you want to play a song?
Sure.
You don't have to play a song.
No, I'll play a song.
I would love for you to play a song.
Yeah, I'll play one.
All right, Meredith Crawford, play a song.
Okay. Let's see here. Let me think. I just played at Mud Hens. I'm what did I play over there that went over decently?
Don't worry about that. Play what you want to play.
Okay.
What do you want to play?
Okay. I'll play this one. Well, I work 8 to 5 like it's days of our lives. I know nothing is owed to me. Well, I reply to all, I always take the call, and I work for damn near free. I've always gone above and beyond when the ceiling is made of glass. When the worst is unveiled, the wind in my sails, is this too shall come to pass. And I know that I am a woman that's worth fighting for. So climb up the tower, break down the door. If you know that you love me, then rush to my side. It's guaranteed, love at first sight. Who wouldn't want to fall in love with me? Well, I'm a jack of all trades. I ain't scared of change. I'm pretty, I'm sharp as a tack. Well, your parents would love me. I'd take to your family like the missing card in the deck. I dance like the ocean, beautiful motion that draws a gentleman close. Well, I'm lovely and regal, I've charmed many people, but I can pretend like I don't know that I am a woman that's worth fighting for. So climb up the tower, break down the door. If you know that you love me, then rush to my side. It's guaranteed, love at first sight. Who wouldn't want to fall in love with me? Well, the world has been cruel, and I've been a fool to believe their words were true. But I'm not who I've been, I'm reborn within, and I've got the hard years to prove that I am a woman that's worth fighting for. So climb up the tower, break down the door. If you know that you love me, then rush to my side. It's guaranteed, love at first sight. Who wouldn't want to fall in love with me? There's gotta be someone who'd fall in love with me.
I'm sorry the room isn't filled with applause. That was incredible, dude.
Oh, thanks, man.
What?
I appreciate that.
I mean, that's just amazing.
That song came from a really funny place too. It's like it's a song about feeling and not feeling wanted or accepted,
Sure.
but it's funny the story of how it came about. It's silly.
Who made you feel that way? Who hurt
So,
you?
Well, nobody like in particular, in that moment where it was written, but I had to dig in the past for some feelings,
Uh-huh.
But I was in a little songwriting group with, Chris Rasco, my fiance.
Hell yeah.
Rasco, and then our buddy Zach Aaron. We were in a little songwriting group, and we were just kind of trying to keep the pencil sharpened.
Yep.
We just a song a week, and we each kind of would interchange creating the prompt. So that week it was Chris's turn, and his prompt was write a song where you just are super duper selfish. You can be as arrogant as you want to be in the song. I was like, he might be like, that's not what I said. But it was basically be a big ego, like just have a big head and just write a song like you have the biggest head of all the thing. And so I was like, well, that's really difficult because I don't really like people like that, and I'm not attracted to people like that. But if I had, if I could kind of say from a woman's perspective, especially, like, I've been a working woman. That sounded weird, but I've worked I've worked in the 8 to 5 thing and the raising kids, supporting your family and doing it on your own, with the help of grandparents and help of family. Yeah. It does take a village.
Amen.
Amen. But I thought it would be kind of cool to write a song from the perspective of one of those women that is just overworked, like is running around doing every single thing and feels like nobody is noticing her.
Not getting the love.
Yeah. What about writing a song like, well, who wouldn't want to fall in love with me? Like I do all these things, but in a more humble tone.
Yeah. I didn't catch any ego in that at all. So
yeah.
You failed the prompt, by the way. Yeah. But the song is brilliant.
Well, and me and Zach, when he came up with a prompt, we were like, Rasco, we hate you. We like, this is not a good prompt. But, we made it work to where it,
I wish I had written that song for my wife.
Oh, man. Well, now you can play it for her.
I will.
You can learn it.
I'm going to learn it and you play it.
Yes.
Or you can show up tonight and play it.
Heck yeah. Yeah, we'll do it.
Please.
Okay, yeah.
No, I loved it because you were kind of just claiming your worth.
Yeah.
It wasn't anything.
Nothing arrogant. It's more of just like, man, I am really working hard. I know I don't want to be the squeaky wheel here, but
knock down the door. That is such a good lyric, man.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
How do you write? Do you just pick up a guitar and like play and then get a melody in your head, or do you sit down and write words first and then try and find something, or is it always different?
It's always different for me.
Yeah.
It's weird what will kind of spurn an idea. And there's been a few, especially now that we're drinking beer and I'm like, oh, I'm belching now. Especially now that I'm doing music full time and have the mental bandwidth to chase down ideas and not just put them on a shelf. Yep. And I'll come back to that later. It could start with a melody. It could start with, I was listening to a podcast the other day and something they said just kind of spurned a thought. So it's always different, Sometimes it could start with a hook. It could start with the chorus. It could start with a title. I have learned that if I start with a title, it's probably not going to be a good song.
Because you have like an intention already in your head.
Yeah. Well, it's like, I don't know. It's kind of like you're just kind of, I don't know. Sometimes for me, like if I have a title, it just seems like it's not a strong enough, it doesn't have enough substance yet to like chase it.
It's just a pitch. You're trying to
just
brand something that doesn't exist.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And that takes a lot of work. So it ends up taking more time. And then I don't even really, like if I come up with a title, I feel like it's kind of an aimless, it just sounds nice in the moment and it may not actually have any meaning to it. Yeah. Just like a dream that doesn't mean anything, or whatever.
I have a lot of those.
Yeah, exactly. There's dreams that you like, that dream meant something. And then you're like, dreamt about, like bubble gum and, pineapple and whatever weird things.
That's one of those I'd find meaning in.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Got a phobia of pineapple.
You have a phobia of pineapple? No.
I'm just kidding.
Like, whoa.
There's a lot to unpack there. We can get into it.
But yeah. They're all different. They all kind of come from different places of origin.
Yeah.
But, they make for good stories though.
It's so good. Mm-hmm. Do you find that some of your favorite ones come out quickly? Or do you have to work really hard? Or not work hard, but, spend time going back, revising?
Yeah, I think the ones that I feel like are effortless, those are ones that it's like, man, I didn't have to think too hard about. I didn't have to think too hard about it. It's a, I don't know. It's kind of both. Like if it ends up being really really fast, and I have it written in like a matter of an hour. To me, an hour is fast for me. Normally, it could take months sometimes for a song to actually bring its fullest self out, and that's because I am not done walking through things that I need to walk through in order for it to reach its full, like, okay, now here's the package song.
I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what it's supposed to be.
Yeah. So it really just ebbs and flows. There was one, when God Made Horses, that song took probably 6 months to write.
Oh, dude, I was just listening to that.
Yeah.
And you play piano on this.
Yeah. Yeah. It took me like 20 times to play that song well one way through.
Did you do this in one take, the final recording, or did they edit? I mean, it doesn't matter.
Oh, yeah.
Take away.
It took like 20 times to get that version because I kept messing up. It's,
That's brilliant.
Yeah, it was fun. It was definitely a fun time recording it.
Who produced this?
So there's a group of guys from the Houston, like Conroe, Magnolia area, the Woodlands. They may not be from there, but that's where they came out to film. Their name is called Trust and Visionaries. And so they were just starting out, I think. I think they had only been doing, video work for maybe, I don't know, a year and a half or so, maybe a little bit longer. But so they did that video, and then Adam McFarlane that used to do, I don't know if it's still called Red Tree Studios, but we recorded it in Red Tree Studios in Magnolia, and he did the audio. So.
Well, I hope they're still out there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're still out there doing their
Crushed
thing.
it.
Yeah. I know I need to call them up again, the Trust and Visionaries guys, and get some more video. They did a great job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hell, you're going to be down there.
Yeah.
Come on out to the Continental, boys.
There you go. That's a good idea. I didn't think about that.
Sorry, I don't want to make you listen to yourself. I don't know if people are weird about that or not. I caught this and I was like, wow, it's awesome. I want to make sure everybody sees or hears that mess.
Oh, thanks.
All
Appreciate
11 people that'll see this.
Hey, it's got to start somewhere, right?
That's right, baby.
Consistency is key. Just got to.
I'm already burnt out. I've done like.
You're already burnt out?
No, I'm kidding. I had a blast. I've gotten to talk to some cool people so far, and
yeah,
next week will be fun too. So.
Who you have next week?
I would I have to
You're
look
like,
at
I
my
don't
calendar.
No worries.
Everything's written down because I'm not used to being like before I started this whole studio process. I was really enjoying life. Play music once a week at the Rooster, hang with my kids, family is key, do the tax thing. And then this came about and started working on it. And Stephanie was like, you can't just have a studio space and do nothing.
Yeah.
And you need to talk to people because you have problems. And you won't go to therapy. And so I got a bunch of musician friends I could maybe talk to.
Hey, heck yeah.
So here we are.
You know what? This is good therapy for me, honestly.
Dude,
I'm dealing with it.
And being around people semi like mine is really nice.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
But no, I'm loving it. I'm loving being busy, but I'm not used to being structured and having like things on my schedule that I have to be at.
Yeah.
Because like I said earlier, it's like, get your work done and then fill your time with other work that's meaningful, like in the farm or garden or whatever we're doing.
Yeah. Well, in production, like what you're doing, this takes time. Set up, sound, like getting things dialed in.
Yeah.
You don't realize how much work it is.
There's a lot.
It's a lot.
To being a one-man show.
It's a lot.
If there's some child laborer that wants to come out and push buttons for me.
Interns.
Yeah, I need an intern.
You need an intern.
So
Dude,
badly. Internet, give me an intern.
Give Steven an intern.
I don't even know if in there that's recording. It may not even be doing anything. I can't see in the control room.
Whoops.
That's happened before. I don't want to talk about it, but
yeah, it's all good. You don't want to talk about
I
it.
don't want to talk about it.
Yeah. We'll hope it's recording. It's all good.
It's going.
Yeah. If not, I'll just come back. It'll be fine.
Well, you will come back regardless. Please bring Chris.
I
Bring
will.
The whole band, which we share a bass player, which is rad.
Yes.
Is Jonathan the craziest person you know?
He is such a sweet person.
He's the best.
He is the best person. He is sweet and he's funny. And he vibes very well with us. It's a good fix, and he's a great bass player
His
too.
His ear is so good.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, does he sing any with you guys, or?
We're starting to.
Yeah.
We're gonna start doing some harmonies in there because he already is picking up on those, and he's spot on. Yeah, he's a cool dude. It's fun to we're all sharing him. Like, I think he's with Caden, Crawford, and with y'all.
He's too busy.
Yeah,
John,
so
you're
busy.
gonna have to give up a band or two, buddy.
Yeah.
But not either of us.
Yeah. Like, don't give up my band, please. I know I don't stay busy enough, but with full band.
Come on.
Don't leave. Yeah.
Nah, he ain't going anywhere.
Yeah, no, he's a cool dude though.
Oh, he loves playing with y'all, and he said you're kind of practicing the East Texas area out sort of where we're at.
Yeah.
So that's rad.
Yeah.
That's your drummer.
Yeah, so we have Chris Gafford as our drummer. He's kind of he's been playing with Rasco since they were in high school. So they go way back.
Really?
And then when I met Rasco in 2017, I met Gafford. So Gafford's been the drummer for a good chunk of time, but there's some shows where, he can't go, and he's got babies, and I understand that. My babies are older, so when you got babies, you can't afford to waste that time with them. You really can't. You'll hate yourself for it later.
Yeah.
So,
mom guilt, dad guilt.
yeah. Oh yeah, it's a real thing. I mean, I'm still dealing with it. Kids tell me I need to go just get a day job and just
Those kids need a spanking though.
they need a spanking. Yeah, they're like a whole head taller than me though.
Probably old
I'm
for
gonna be
that.
like,
Take their phone away, whatever.
yeah,
it is.
yeah, whatever it is. Yeah, I'll find some way.
Punish them. No, I love that. I had something I was going to ask you. Probably wasn't important, but shoot.
Was it about the drummer? Or was it about Jonathan?
Oh, about Jonathan.
Okay.
Has he convinced you there's a flat Earth yet?
And
Has he brought it up?
I feel like I feel like he might have started talking about it, but I was like talking. I think I was in like half one conversation over here and half over here, and I think that I feel like he was talking to Gafford and Rasco if they did start talking about it. And I'm all about I'll hear anybody's crazy theories because they're fun to hear. And I don't know, I don't know if they're crazy or not. I'm not very science minded, and I don't know. I love to hear the theories though. So man. I haven't really got to spend a lot of time with that with Jonathan yet. Is it like a hour-long conversation? Buckle in.
Yeah.
Just hear me out, Meredith. Just hear me out. Don't.
No,
Yeah.
that's how it starts though, is you will be in another conversation and he'll start up a side conversation about it and then slowly kind of pull you into it.
Yeah.
It's like a cult almost. He'll get you.
All right.
Yeah.
No, me and Jonathan have had some cool conversations, especially involving, our faith and religion and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's just, I'm just gonna go. You know what? I'm gonna make him talk to me about it now.
No,
don't do that. You're like you can't rush him into talking about it.
No, I'm just kidding. He'll be more than happy.
Okay.
I mean, he's got good arguments. Yeah, your faith. That's one thing I was gonna say about a lot of your music. I feel, correct me if I'm wrong, but there's such a strong, feels like gospel influence, and just your voice carries so much weight and soul, and I wish I had better vocabulary to explain it. But is that a big part of your life and your background?
Yes, yeah. The I didn't grow up on like crazy, like really, really like there's some Pentecostal hymns that Chris will be like, "Do you know this one?" I'm like, "Heck no, I don't know that one, but it sounds awesome." So I grew up on, kind of the more Baptist hymns and whatnot, but and I grew up singing in church.
Like in a choir?
I did choir for a little bit. When I was I think I started when I was 10. Like I went from like 10 to 13 years old and did choir. But I just, when I was a kid, like 4 years old in church, up until choir, just, I remember being very little and hearing all these big voices around me. And, you have a little tiny voice and there's all these adults and they're towers and they're singing with all this volume, and there's so much volume coming from all around you. That was like those beginning moments where it was just like I knew that music was I want to do this. I want to be a part of this voice. I want to be a part of this volume. But also I love to hear harmonies within all these voices. You'd hear the bass, and you'd hear, a really sweet woman's voice up here, and then you'd just kind of find these places to ebb and flow and just, just sing in. And whenever I started messing around with harmonies, I think I was like 10, 11 years old, maybe. But it was just getting to hear another layer of that sound was amazing. And then, I don't know, it was real. Like, I love choirs. I love people singing all together. It's such a powerful thing. Yeah. So definitely those influences are very much so ingrained, like very, very rooted in those.
That's funny. I have similar memories of being in church. And when I was young, I was going to a church that had hundreds of people in it. And people would sing out and you'd hear the parts, and it was just like, wow.
Yeah, it's incredible. It is incredible. And then the people that take solos, you might have the sweet old man that's like he's like the mailman. But he's up there like,
yep.
Whoa.
Crushing.
He's crushing it, how great thou art is like, he's taking them, there's nothing like that,
Yeah.
So that's definitely a big part.
And they're really singing to the glory of God, kind of like gives them the confidence to do that in that space.
Yeah.
I love that so much.
Oh, I know. Me too.
Did you take vocal lessons or anything? Like, because you have such a powerful, trained voice. I'm not trying to interview. I'm sorry. I just have so many questions. I haven't seen you in a while.
No. So I don't really know. I didn't do any vocal lessons growing up. And I didn't really start kind of exercising my voice as a soloist until I was like 13 years old.
Okay.
It was always about singing with a choir. So it's really not about your own individualistic voice when you're in a choir, unless you're taking a solo.
Sure.
But, so I guess I kind of picked up a few things from, like sing with your diaphragm, stand up straight, which I still don't do. But, I did all, I kind of learned those little tricks of the trade and whatnot. And then I kind of just started using my own way I sing and just kind of meshing it with any kind of lessons I learned. Yeah. But I lost my voice real bad I think it was the summer of 2018. It was either the summer of 2018 or 2019. Might have been I don't know. Whoa. One of those summers, I lost my voice, and I had met. You know who Valerie Doss is? You ever heard of her? She used to do vocal lessons at Charlotte Floyd Music in Tyler. So after the backhand band dispersed, I started going to her because I felt like I had something good, but it could be better.
You almost said great. You should have said great.
Well,
great. It is great.
It could be stronger.
Yeah,
there's no reason for me to go, I can't sing at the end of the night. I should be able to have stamina or whatever. And so she taught me a lot about just anatomy of the voice and the physiology
Like
of it.
using
Yeah,
parts
it's
of
not just like this magical thing that you either have it or you don't. No,
Totally.
it is straight up like if you're a runner, if you're an athlete, you have to warm
Yeah.
up, you have to stretch, you have to exercise. And so I never looked at it like that. I just kind of looked at it as like, oh, I have this really cool thing. I can
Belt it
I can
out.
belt it out. And but it's a gift. And if you don't treat it right, it can be
You
taken
can screw
away from you. And that happened one summer. And so I had met her
because of shows, or just you got sick,
shows,
Shows.
booking too many shows, and
not treating it properly, kind of thing.
yeah, not treating it properly, and then and she had taught me, like, here's how you treat it properly, and you know how it goes. It's just like losing weight or any kind of routine or regiment. We're gonna do better. We start into it.
Yes, I promise.
You get
Yes.
like yeah.
My
So
New Year's resolution.
yes, I still haven't. Yeah, I still haven't started. Whoops.
Nah.
But yeah, she taught me a lot about how to, like a routine, a structured routine that will keep this thing going so you don't wear it out. And when I lost it, I went back and saw her, and she was very forgiving. She was very much like, it's okay. It happens to all of us. Luckily, you came in soon enough,
Yeah.
and so she helped to get me back on track.
It was like, I told you, bitch.
Yeah, yeah. I told you that's what happened.
Was it
Well,
like?
yeah.
Is it like a warm up process, or and then how to use it during the thing, or do you warm up?
Well,
I mean, you just showed up here and
Yeah, I
just blew everybody's mind away. I know you just played a show earlier, but
yeah. Well, and I will say I'm falling back into old bad habits, and I'm not warming up. Now I'm playing, and I feel like I'm playing a lot throughout the weekend, almost, anywhere from 2 to 4 shows a weekend. And so that is like slowly compounding stamina for me.
right.
As long as I keep going with that, that routine. But falling off the face of gigging and then not exercising. And so for me, what I was doing when I was, I'm going to get back to it, I promise. 30 minutes a day doing vocal exercises. And that's like building the muscle, maintaining the muscle, and improving the muscle too.
What does that look like? What's a vocal exercise? I just don't know.
Oh yeah. And it's a lot of it's going through scales. A lot of it is the way you sing every little piece of even your nose.
So like you're conscious of all that when you're
Yes.
singing through it, and you're thinking
Yeah.
just like a weightlifter would be like focusing
Yes.
this muscle.
You make your brain only think about, like, if you're going to make an O sound, like your inside of your mouth, it needs to be shaped like that's, what's it called? Where your tonsils are, that skin around the tonsils. That is a shaping mechanism for the voice. I've found that. And that's what I learned through those vocal lessons is that if you can work with the muscles that you have, you can maybe focus your like where you want your muscles to enact away from the places of strain. So like my problem for a long time was singing with my throat, like, and using only like right here, not using this, and not like really only just kind of like,
That's me.
squeezing all this to make it sound
squeeze.
big right here instead of coming from the toes up.
Yeah.
So but it takes time, and she had to teach me things that felt kind of unnatural.
Right. It is
to
like a
do.
mental process.
It's
like
a
you
mental
change,
process.
you're learning how to walk again almost.
That's exactly what it feels like, learning how to walk again.
Ooh, I don't want to do that.
I know.
I just want to be great.
I just want to be great, like today, like right now.
Right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, I don't want to work on it.
Oh, man.
It was, I'm telling you though, once going to see her and her teaching me all that she taught me, it changed the way that I use my voice. And I didn't want to go to her,
Right.
because I was like, I don't need it.
Yeah.
There's no reason for me
Got
to
a
do
good
this,
voice, I can-
And that I was working full time, and it was like, I don't have to have this because I just need to support my kids, But now it's like all the things that she taught me are almost meditative now to the voice, focusing.
Just tied to it.
Yeah, you're just tied to it. And it's, you're telling yourself, okay, you're like making yourself think of certain ways to shape the sound, and you're not distracted. It's almost meditative in a way, the
Totally.
way that you channel it. But that's kind of more the exercise, and the warming up it's kind of like stretching before a race.
Sure.
I yawn a lot. Yawning helps me a whole lot. It just stretches everything out. So if I have a long ride to my show, I'll spend a lot of that time yawning and like going, like just really making it like taffy.
Stretching
it. Stretching it like it's like an armband or like Stretch Armstrong. You're just,
okay.
because those muscles don't want to stretch.
They're not used
They
to
don't
that.
want to stretch right out of the gate.
No.
Or, they need to be stretched before you start.
Yeah.
You don't want to just like, hit a.
I'm so bad about that.
I am too. I am too.
Start a set with Robert Plant, Led Zeppelin.
Yeah,
not warmed
yeah.
up.
Your name,
Yeah, just figure it out. Oh, sorry, folks.
Well, and sometimes have you noticed that if you start like, the first couple of songs might be a little rocky, but eventually your voice will go like, okay, we get
I
it.
always start with like super comfortable song because I don't warm up.
Yes.
Everything is like, this is well within range. I'm not going to strain anything. It's just like easy peasy.
Yeah, same here.
And sometimes if I'm not locked in or it's been a super busy day, those first two, maybe the crowd doesn't know, but I'm sure they know.
I know, I'm like, how do y'all not
But
know? I feel the same way.
I know, I'm like, ooh, I'm not there yet. And then by the third one, I'm always like, okay.
Yeah, it's
Let's
a little
go.
more locked in. Yeah.
But it does take time. What about guitar? Because you're such a good guitarist.
Oh gosh, I don't feel like I'm a good. I don't like. If I had it my way, I wouldn't play guitar.
Really?
Yeah, but I know also I've made myself practice more, and I've made myself like, now that I'm home and I have the time to practice and do things together, I'm learning a lot about dynamic, and I know for me, I feel like a better vocalist than I am at guitar playing. So I don't make this the main focus. And if there's some nice little picking that I want to do, then I'll do that maybe when I'm not singing.
Right.
But I try to just, if I can
It's just an accompaniment.
It's really just to help accompany.
Well, that's what you got Rasco for. You don't have to shred. He's the man.
I know.
But
He's
you
my
gotta come back
shredder.
and bring that home, dude.
Yeah. And he's taught me a lot too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Being around him, and he's really sweet. He's very patient with me, but because I'm slow. I'm a slow snail, like slow and steady wins the race. That's kind of how I go. But and he's not wired that way.
His brain just gets it.
Well, yeah, he's like, I've been doing this for years. Yeah, and I'm like, yeah. So
Settle down,
it's a different
bub.
pace. Yeah.
That's cool. Well, I think you're a good guitar. I mean, it complements what you do very well.
Well, thank you.
Like, are the solo shows fun for you, or are they stressful when you're not playing with a band? Is it like, oh, I've got to carry this room, pressure, or do you just know like I'm gonna carry this room?
Well, the solo shows can definitely be a little intimidating because you do have to carry everything, and you have to keep your audience engaged. And I struggle with that. I can check out easy in conversations with just like anything on TV or whatever, And so I know that if I struggle keeping my attention engaged, if I'm kind of whatever, then I know I got to work even harder to reach an audience. And I've been praying before every show, because I used to not do that. I used to just roll into the show and it would suck, and I'd be like, I hate this. Why am I doing this? Yeah. So now I've just been trying to pray and say, like, God bless this show and let me be useful. I don't know if I might mess up, but like, just let me do something cool for somebody. No idea who, but also like, I try to follow what comes to mind. If I'm on the mic and I'm done playing a song and something pops up into my head and it's like a goofy story, I'm like, I'll tell it.
Tell a story.
Try to tell a story. Sometimes they don't listen. Sometimes people are not there to listen, and that's okay. If you, to me, you just kind of have to fight your battles. If there's a lot of talking going on in the room, then you may not be really wanted by the bulk of the audience. You know,
you maybe find your place, and
maybe you find your place with another table of people.
Sure.
Maybe don't play there again, you know, and just trust that the right show will come along. Yeah. And so it's just been a lot of, you know, and I was so used to playing like 3-hour bar and grill type kind of shows for a long time. And that's all I got to play. It felt like all I would ever play. And so that type of environment will burn you out so quickly.
Oh, yeah.
So I've been playing a lot more shows that have surprisingly become listening shows, and it's insane. I'm like, oh, you're listening? Oh, no.
You heard what I said?
You
like that?
You laughed at that? Oh, my gosh. My kids would call me stupid if I said that, you know? So I don't know. It's kind of a transition for me because I'm used to not really being paid attention to. And so now it's like, now that people are listening, that's where you go, well, crap, I got to get my chops up.
Yeah.
I got to get my chops up.
That pressure's good.
Pressure's good.
Forms diamonds, yeah.
Exactly.
I love that that prayer that you said. That would be useful because it, like, to me, not that I'm saying I have a gift, but like whatever ability I do have to be able to get on stage and sing and play, I do feel like a treat and a gift. Yeah. And like you have it in spades, and it seems like you feel like, man, it's something to be shared. Yeah. And not squandered.
Exactly.
Right? Is that it?
Yeah,
like,
there's a parable about that. The talents, you know?
It, man.
Don't go burying your squirrels or your nuts. Squirrels. Like, you know what I mean?
Don't bury squirrels,
it's like the same, you know, it's not the parable's not about squirrels. This parable's about, you know.
If you have 2 squirrels traveling at 60 miles an hour from Chicago, how quickly do they bury their nuts?
That's right, yeah.
No,
But don't bury your talents.
Don't bury your talents.
Don't bury your talents, yeah.
Yeah.
Try to multiply them, you know. Try to get them out there and do some good. Make them useful, you know.
I love that, man.
Yeah, man.
I
saw that on.
It.
Yeah, they can suck it. Yeah, they'll get it. Kids. They'll get it one day. They'll get it one day. I've been telling myself, if you don't try to follow your dream or follow what you think you've been called to do in this lifetime, then if you don't do it, they may not do it for themselves. So if they see you do it,
right.
And that's like with you and Stephanie, y'all have your own business. Y'all are doing things that pushes the boundaries of what a normal, like, you know, y'all are working your butts off, but you have a reason. You're passionate about your purpose, and
we love life. Yeah,
you know, you lose that, it starts to show up in everything, you know. So I don't want to lose. Yeah, I don't want to lose it, and I know that if they ever want to do. If it's not music or whatever they want to do, I hope that if they see me doing it and trying, then it will give them the courage to go, well, Mom did it. I mean, it can't be, not that,
dude, that
it's not
is
hard to
so
do.
Cool.
Yeah, they got it. You got to show them.
As a parent, that resonates so much with me.
Yes, yeah.
Because sometimes I feel guilty, like, I'm playing another show, or I'm spending time at the studio. I could be doing this or that.
How old are your kiddos?
Rhodes is 7 and Rivers is 11. So 1st grade and 6th grade. Okay.
So the oldest one's probably going to be like, man, my dad's in a band. And all of his friends are going to go like, your dad's in a band?
I don't know. Kinda. But I've like coached a lot of his friends in baseball, and they all think I'm a nerd or whatever. No, they're cool. But even yesterday, like, I was showing him a clip of one of the podcasts I was working on editing, and he was like, man, that's so cool you're doing this. I love this, or whatever. Meanwhile, I was feeling guilty about it. Yeah. And so what you just said, that's really beautiful, and it is, I'm proud of you.
Thank you. Thanks. Yeah. I'm trying. Hanging in there like a loose tooth, but I'm trying.
No, dude, you're in there. It's a Continental Club, then it's the Opry, and then it's whole of North America. Would you tour, like, hop on a bus and go?
Oh yeah,
Hell
yeah,
yeah.
I definitely would. I mean, the kids are still they still need me around, and
Sure.
I am a taxi driver. I just take them everywhere they need to go. So that part is not over
No.
yet. So
Yeah.
at the right time, I hope that I can
Sure.
do a little bit more touring and getting out there.
Well, regionally, there's so much you can't. I mean, like Houston, Austin,
Yeah.
Dallas, Shreveport,
Oh yeah.
all that's right here. So we're in a good spot.
We are, yeah. I think about that often with East Texas, depending on where you're wanting to go, which is mainly the South for now. It's a good middle point to get over to the West, over to the East. So it actually is a really good center point.
Well, I like being here. I'm glad you're here.
Thank you.
Do you want to play one more? I'll let you
Sure.
go.
Yeah.
I want to keep you forever, but
Sure. I'm thinking about what to play here.
you don't have to. Also, we can just chat for a little bit longer.
No, I'd love to play one. Okay, I got one. I'll play.
Hell yeah.
So I was I'm still like kind of, you know how you go into like a black hole of an artist, you're just like, that's all you listen to for weeks
yep.
on end, and then you're like,
yep.
where have I been? So I kind of had that with George Jones and Tammy Wynette.
Whoa.
And you know that Cocaine and Rhinestones podcast? Have you heard about that? It's a great podcast.
Cocaine
It really,
Rhinestones.
it's so great. So
Great name for a podcast.
it is. It really is. I think his name is Tyler Mahan Coe. He's David Allen Coe's son, I believe.
No way.
But he does these podcasts about like dense history on classic country. So all, George Jones and Glenn Campbell and Bobby Gentry is she's my favorite. She's like, my favorite. But I did kind of a deep dive into George Jones and Tammy Wynette, and I just got so fascinated by their stories and by their voices and by their songs. So I just thought like it'd be funny to kind of give myself an assignment of writing a song for George Jones. And this is what I came up with. But
I love that you did that. That's brilliant.
I love his stuff, and I love the stories. It's good stuff. So I don't really know what this one's called yet, but I'll play it for you. Lord, I've tried to pick up all my pieces and not bring them around when I meet someone new. Ain't no one need to know, and I ain't gonna show the part of me that still don't have a clue. So I'm a good time Charlie on the weekend, and I'm Johnny on the spot when Monday comes. It might look like I'm living well, oh, but it's a living hell, keeping face till someone calls my bluff. 'Cause closing time just reignites a heartache, and no one likes a drunk at 2 a.m. But as long as only part of me stays broken, the other parts I'll keep on breaking in. Well, I miss Sunday service with my mama. I've been telling her for weeks that I'd get help, but I ain't fit to pray. Lord, I'm empty as a grave. Jesus, can you meet me someplace else? You say that you are near to the broken-hearted. Well, that must mean that you're somewhere in this bar. Can you tap me on the shoulder before my glass runneth over, and say it's time to go before I'm gone? 'Cause closing time just reignites a heartache, and no one likes a drunk at 2 a.m. But as long as only part of me stays broken, the other parts you'll keep on breaking in. I saw an angel wrapped in blue and splendor. She took me by the hand and showed me out the broken parts of me crawled in the jukebox, and I'm breaking in through heaven's gates right now. Man, that train's loud.
Yo,
It's not that loud.
it's loud. That was brilliant.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Rest in peace, George Jones.
Rest in peace. What is it? As long as parts of me stay broken, the other parts
I'll keep on breaking in.
keep on breaking in.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
it.
and it's funny that Peggy, my dad's girlfriend, came up with that. She basically said, "You're not broken. You're not broken in yet." I was like, "Oh, that's a heavy idea."
Solid.
Yeah. So I just kind of took her idea and formed it into a little bit of something else. So, yeah.
Brilliant.
Inspirations everywhere, man.
That's it. Meredith Crawford, thank you
Thank
so much.
you. Thank you for having me.
Where do people go? Meredith Crawford. Hold on, I should know this.
Oh,
Hold up.
okay.
Meredith Crawford Music.
MeredithCrawfordMusic.com.
.com, and then what is it everywhere? Is it?
Facebook is at Meredith Crawford Music, and Instagram is also at Meredith Crawford Music. And I think TikTok is also at Meredith Crawford
The
Music.
TikToks.
I was able to get that. Yeah, the TikToks.
Shoot, yeah.
Yeah, haven't
Okay.
posted on TikTok in a few months, but I'm there.
You're there.
I'm just not partying a lot. Y'all, I'm asleep while y'all are all partying.
We're not partying. We're too old to be partying on TikTok, frankly. We're just here for
There you go.
All right. Thank you so much for
Thanks
doing
for
this.
having me. Appreciate
I
you.
can't wait for next time.
Yes.
Next show is when?
Next show is Saturday. I'm at Stetchty Beer Garden, which is down in Lovelady, Texas. But Sunday, I'm playing at Neon Moon in Yantis. I'm playing in their backside bar. So crawfish and country music.
Wait, is that this weekend, like the second
Yeah,
and third?
yeah, this Sunday.
Okay, this will
Yeah.
come out by then.
Oh,
What's
yeah,
your
yeah.
show after that?
Oh, okay.
I gotta edit stuff. I'm a one-man
Okay,
team.
okay.
I told you. I
Oh,
need
you're right.
some
Okay.
Child labor.
Yes, no, you're right. I'm at the Forge on March 8th. That's in Ben Wheeler.
Perfect.
March 16th, I'm at Across the Tracks in Livingston, Texas, which is a wonderful little listening room.
Yeah.
It's kind of around that Houston,
Yeah.
Houston metro area, but it's a beautiful little venue. So much fun.
And then the Continental is when?
Continental is April 18th.
Yeah,
And it
we're
would be so
excited.
awesome if y'all bought tickets.
Fill
and
it
came
out.
Fill it
Buy
out.
the tickets.
Fill it out so
April
they'll let me come
18th.
back.
That's tax day. I'll be down. I may come down to celebrate.
Yeah, that's right. You got me and Jonathan now. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
You're like, oh yeah, I guess I can hang. I can go support Jonathan.
All right. Thank you, Meredith Crawford.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me.
Whatever.